Meow. Meow. Hello, welcome back. I don't know how long of a break I had. But I left, ate dinner, and just got back. Working door had all the time in the world. Just sit here, press the play button. Yeah, sweet muffin. And you want muffins? Ready to get underway? Then present your travel pass to that guard and let us be off. You won't have to wait long to enjoy sightseeing. The bridge to Dawntrail is a wonder in its own right. I can't read. I'll take your word for it. Door, stop. Trying to get your claws on Sound Blaster over there. Oh, I did see the trailer for the new Transformers game that's coming out in October. I'm curious to see what that's about.
Shall we then?
I don't know, I was half expecting to see Estinian on like a point just standing there with a sniper scope. Like he has like a scope at on his lance that he's using to look at us with.
On the far side of that great bridge unfolded the wilds of Shaloni, where the sun guides in the Shitonatung. A harsh guide, to be sure, with its blazing rays scorching the land and hardening its inhabitants. But sweeping change had come to the arid expanse when, beneath its red crust, vast deposits of ceruleum were discovered. Embracing this opportunity, Vau Kona supporters hurtle on, driven by dreams of a future illuminated by blue flame. It is here that our journey continues, our path taking us along winding roads of steel. Each length of track a declaration of hope and ambition.
It's like being back in Old Town or downtown, technically.
My home, Yasolani, lies past Shaloni. It will be a long journey, but the railroad should make it easier. As for the way to the train station, let's ride these fellows, shall we?
I want to hug one. They're like a combination of baboons and bison. Oh, he wasn't kidding that this area is gonna be big. Dora, if you keep doing that, I'm going Short on Ronek. Afraid so. If one will survive, I have a creature ready and waiting. But if you need to, then you'll have to wait. Ronek have been acting strangely of late, more easily spooked and otherwise disagreeable, picking out the few fit for renting, proven bothersome work. They're usually so docile. The ones I saw earlier didn't appear to be unhealthy either. But much has changed since last I was here. That's the best start to our journey. Still, the train station isn't far. Seeing as we aren't in a hurry, let's go on foot. About that, sir, as well-traveled as you look, it's not only the wreck that are giving us trouble. Other wildlife have showed signs of aggression too. The merchant should be returning soon with one of our piece. Stick around till they do, and I'll see you both on Ronek for a safer trip. Your offer is most appreciated, but I don't think my friend there is practically concerned about the wildlife. This is your first time in Sholoni. I can understand your enthusiasm. It'd be a shame not to ride one at least once when you're here. A fair point. If we're to give the authentic Sholoni experience, I suppose it's worth the wait. Alright, change of plans. There's a small town nearby. We could pass the time there while waiting. You're heading to Hostori. Then I have a man bring the Ronik over there. Just mind yourself around the drunkards and troublemakers, eh? Oh, I'm the fastest buck in the West. I'm gonna smack someone's ass with this book. But yeah, I live in gold country. I live in California, so. Seeing red earth and some greenery is nothing new. Looks like somebody's been watching streams. Right now they have, if you're watching streams, you can get the, that weird chocolate mount for free. Butterfingers mount or whatever. The mud encrusted leafkin. Last time I was here, it was like a little more than a camp for this shop or three.
Well, well. It's become a proper town. Hey! Now hold on a minute. Some sort of trouble.
talking to you, you old bastard.
Give me strength. For the last time, the investigation is closed. There's no refuting the evidence.
I don't give a shit about your evidence, you lying scum. You release my friends, or I'll make you wish you had.
Let me remind you who the scum is here. Your friends, who had the temerity to point their firearms at me, the deputy chief of the Dust Watch. And after taking them into custody, what should we discover but incontrovertible proof that they had committed larceny? They will not be released until they've paid for their crimes.
I'd heard a peacekeeping force had been formed to deal with growing lawlessness. Seems the situation is bad indeed.
Still can't get up a fuss, eh? Sounds like poor Zekua needs his bottle.
Sure he wouldn't prefer his mama's teat? Treat me like a child, will you? My friends haven't done anything wrong, damn it! They've been framed!
Oh, stubborn little runt. Listen here, Zekua. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you'd best comport yourself like one. That means respecting the rule of law. Order may be precarious here in Shaloni, but it can be had if each man does the right thing. And for those that don't, well, they have to answer to the Dust Watch. Now run along and think before you cast aspersions next time. Lest you hurt my feelings.
Fine! If that's how it's gonna be.
I wouldn't if I were you.
Is that?
There's a time to fight and a time to withdraw. For you, that's now.
What?
Hey! What are you doing, Zekua? You better not be stirring up trouble.
Wahute! You sack of Ronek shit! This ain't over! You hear me?
You want to tell me what that was about?
Nothing that need concern you, sir. Zekua is simply struggling to come to terms with the low character of his friends. But for good measure, I'll have the men keep an eye on him.
Yes, you do that.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go make my rounds.
I wasn't expecting to see your faces among the crowd. Talk is rife there's a new Dawn servant. Take it you found it then. The Golden City.
Aye, the contest is over. And as I needed to return home to Yasulani, I offered to show our friends some of Shak Tural. What brings you north?
Nothing in particular. Just seeing what there is to see. Gulul Jaja compensated me rather generously for our duel. I'll be able to enjoy a comfortable life on the road for the foreseeable future. But for now, I shall be moving on. Oh, by the way, I recommend you try the Sabatender. They may not look it. They're surprisingly delicious.
But we don't serve Sabotender here.
No sooner do we set out than we run into excitement. At least no one was hurt. This Dust Watch has their cut out for them. For as long as I can remember, all disputes, big or small, were settled by dueling. The people of Shaloni rarely saw eye to eye, and for better or worse, it was the simplest way to settle differences. Since most would sooner not risk their lives, though, it encouraged parties to pursue peaceful resolutions in a roundabout fashion. The Dust Watch was likely established by supporters of Koana, preferring peace be enforced through the formal rule of law. Reasonable stance, all things considered, if things ever got out of hand, the Landsguard would be forced to step in, but freedom they have now would be lost under Zoro Jaw's authority. All of which is to say that unless a lengthy stay in a jailhouse appeals to you, be mindful of how you handle your arms in town. Ah, you act like I won't fight him. You got time for a game of Trip Triad? After I get done with the quests here, I'm going to go to where was I was going to go to? I was going to go to... Right, I was going to go do the class quest. Because we just got done with the quest, so... Yeah, let's try this one. Now, what am I supposed to be? Say I strike a figure imposing, strike rather a imposing figure. Can I ask a favor of you? A few of our regulars have gotten a little too deep in their cups, and all of their commotion is starting to turn away customers. They refuse to leave, and there's not much I can do without stirring up trouble. Someone as determined as you can, on the other hand, could get away with a great deal. In fact, I wager you could douse them with water, and they sooner go home than lift a finger against you. There's a well not far from here, if you'd be willing to try and sober them up. You're not from around here, are you? Many folks won't not notice if I sent a stranger instead, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I have a package I need delivered here to the saloon. Nothing unsavory, mind, but I need it kept safe from curious hands and prying eyes. If you'd be willing to help a desperate soul in need, make for Trailhead. A merchant should be there waiting, hopefully, somewhere out of sight. Look, friend, this here is where we look after the towns. We're not okay, but I'm guessing you already knew that. I take it you bring here means you've taken an interest in these gentle giants. We used them for moving wagons, people, just about everything. Really, I don't know what we do without them. Say, how would you feel to feed one of them? No need to be shy. Take this and try to give it to the one right there. Poor thing was sick, but they're on the mend and could do with a little bit of food. Despite appearances, they're quite frightened. If they shy away from you, I recommend a quick pet and a scratch behind the ears. The fuck's the ear? We got so many horns, I can't tell what's in here. Like it tells, it leans into your hand. It seems to have taken a liking to you. A bundle of scrumptious hay for a hungry Rokunoke. Okay, turns its head. It seems to have no interest in your feed. Something the matter? Won't eat? Well, that's no good. They need to, if they're going to get better. When all else fails, Rokunoke never turn down a generous helping of corn. I keep a bag in the cart there for just an occasion. See if they won't take a bite. The corn servant. I can't say I seen you here before. A traveler passing through, I take it. Before you set off, would you be willing to lend me a hand? A simple thing, really, just a delivery of nopals and tuna. Take these to Nakohe at the saloon, and let's go by the recognized stables. When you finish, come back here, and I'll see if I can't put together a little something for your troubles. Arik corn, a husk of delicious sweet corn that no Arik can resist. The corn servant demands you to eat. Eyes light up as happily munches on the corn. I see they rediscover their appetite good. They Arik do so much for us. It's only right we keep them healthy and happy. Sroto and regard the with great reverence. They call the beast Hitso, meaning leader of souls, and the Itsero tongue. They look to the Arik for guidance in a great many things, and they even migrate together. Around this time of year, you like to find them around Lake Tori. If you like to learn more about the Ronique, you could do worse than pay them a visit. See, cold, refreshing water taken from the town's well. Bugger me with a Rutnik Torn that's cold. Why are you trying to drown me? I'm tired for this. I'm going home. Look around if you're looking to wet your vessel. I've got the thing. A sack of delicious tuna, freshly cut and ready to serve. A piece of delicious Nepalese, freshly cut and ready to serve. Hi, this is the Nepalese and tuna I order. I certainly wasn't expecting you to be the one to deliver it. If you've never tried them, I recommend it. Removing the needles can be something of a hassle, but Nepalese can be used for all sort of cooking. And the tuna can be used for desserts if you peel them. Or squeezed to make juice. Thank you for the quick delivery. I'm concerned what you're doing with tuna. What was that for? Damn it. Now I need to go and get changed. What are you? Oh, I was just getting warmed up. Because what time is it? The boss will kill me if I'm late again. Wait a minute. Oh, I was like for a second, it's Yashtola! Yashtola's here. Why is she wanted? But nope. I saw the whole thing, thank you so much. They can get carried away sometimes after a few drinks, but they're good folk, miners and railroad workers. They love them, as are most of the people who pass through here. After a long, grueling day, they have to stop by and unwind for a good spell. It's only when they get a little too comfortable that it starts to become a problem. A problem for another day. So, thanks to you. I know it's not much, but I'd like you to have this. After all your help, it's the least I can offer. Gods, am I thirsty. For me, from the soba tender farmer, His timing is impeccable as always. Water laden as they are, nopales and tuna can be lifesavers when you're traveling about the wilds. For me, they make great feed for the Ranique as well. My thanks for the delivery, sir. I didn't know they ate fish. Something you need? I sent you, did he? All this trouble and he can't be asked to pick it up himself. Well, it's his money and rather hefty sum of it. Ordered this beauty all the way from Oropacha. He'd be understandably cross were anything to happen to that crate, so be careful. Yeah. Wait, where am I supposed to drop this off? It's done then. Good. You can't tell anyone, but the package is a bottle of premium Pelo mezcal. You can find mezcal plenty and Dawntrail, and I personally never thought much of the stuff until the Pelo changed things. That is, story goes that a Pelo merchant visited one of their distilleries and complained about the poor quality of their wares. Gutted by the insult, the owner was fit to throw them out. Then they tried the merchant's mezcal. Wasn't long before the Pelo way of distilling was adopted and refined, and for me, it was love at first sip. If anyone were to see me here with a bottle, it'd be empty before I could pour myself a glass. But thanks to you, I'd be relaxing this evening with my favorite drink. Here's a little something for your trouble. Spell speed. Okay. Your hands empty till you finish making the deliveries. What did you think? Seeing their actions for delivery of fresh sabotender piqued your interest, or maybe even worked up your appetite. You rarely find it eaten anywhere outside the wilds, but someday I hope to share the joys of sabotender's cuisine with all of Terrell know the world. A far-fetched dream, perhaps, but so long as travelers like yourself happen to be passing through, that's one more person I can reach. The next time your stomach growls with hunger, I hope you'll consider answering with fresh sabotender. Okay. Pakistan. Where are we going? Oh, more food. It seems Vrazan has been laying low since our last encounter. I'm sad to say, however, that my investigation has uncovered little. But still, there's cause to celebrate, for I've received a letter from my mother with good tidings. My father has finally awakened after the grievous wound dealt to him by Vrazan. He's well enough to travel to Trail, in fact, and may have already arrived. Of course, I'd love nothing more than to go to him, but I pledged not to return until I had the Purse of the Apex in hand. Besides, I've soon to depart with the Radiant Host to try and snuff out Vrazan's whereabouts before he acts out of desperation. That's why I asked that you go in my stead. As the treasure's guardian, no one living is more knowledgeable about its history than he. If you share with him all that transpired since we began our search, he may be able to point something out that we've missed. I know it's a lot to ask, Simon, but the safety of Thavnir depends on it. And please give my family my regards. My mother should be able to tell you where in Trail my father is staying. Once you finish, let us meet in the Aetheryte Plaza in Ratchet Han to share what we've learned. What I've learned is my coin purse is going to be a lot emptier. Just look at what we got. Oh, if it isn't Zedman, but I don't see Topeki with you. Did you come alone? I'm glad to hear my letter arrived safely and that Topeki seems to be as tenacious as ever in her search. Her father, Nsi, has already arrived here at Teriel and has barely stayed in one place since. He seems desperate to help Topeki from a distance in whatever way he can. He told me he was traveling to the Artian Plain in search of information. He assured me was quite vital. If you wish to speak to him, he'll doubtlessly be in the area. confusion. Where's the rest? Am I missing something? Am I going back to space? Well, time to head north. I guess battle. I'm even more confused. The fuck's one of you doing here? Get back to the library. Thank you, traveler. I've exerted myself. I but recently recovered for a severe injury and was a fool to confront such a beast alone. So you're the Zedman I've heard so much about. I owe you many thanks for all you've done to recover the perch of the apex. News of your progress in Thavnir is most heartening. Despite my position as its guardian, I never knew it could rain down stones from the heavens. Since arriving in Dawntrail, I've done what I can to shed light upon the tutorial federal sealed within the treasure. After the nations of Dawntrail were unified, some left our village to build new homes in the city. I've sought them out to see if they knew anything of use. Unfortunately, none of them could offer insight into the treasure's magics, but one of them told me that owls lurked around this place. And since the Federal sealed within the perch of the apex was once an owl, it seemed logical to pursue such a quarry. I thought perhaps I could glean something about the ancient beast from their behavior. Like as not, some fundamental aspect remained the same even after transformation. But I haven't heard your account. There is one fundamental difference that stands out. As far as I'm aware, no owl native to these lands possess the ability to hurl rocks, large or otherwise. No doubt the Trovodel gained this power following its metamorphosis. I do believe, however, that it would retain an owl's core instincts. The one you fought didn't strike unprovoked. Instead, it watched me from afar and with fear in its eyes. Although this is normal behavior for most animals, I was surprised by how suddenly it descended upon me the moment I started approaching. Maybe owls prefer to fight rather than run. I had the same thought. The owl sensed a threat and chose to confront it rather than run for it. And this same impulse may have driven the Tyrell withdrawal. Indeed, that correlates with something I heard from one of my countrymen who have relocated to Tyrell. He spoke of a continuation to the tale passed down from the elders. No hunter's arrow could fell the apex. It was struck down in a storm of its own wrath, made wild by a heart of fright. Thus was it sealed away at last. Now, judging from the owl's behavior, I can theorize that the treasure is activated when its bearer senses danger, and according to the story, this power can easily get out of hand if its bearer is panicked. Of course, this theory would be tested first. Rosian will certainly use the perch of the apex again. When he does, I ask that you and to pay special attention to circumstances leading to its activation. You have my thanks, loath though I am to admit it. I've yet to recover from my long convalescence, and I would only be a burden to you. I wish I could aid my daughter another way, but you more than make up for my absence. Please lend her every bit of knowledge you have, Zenman. I pray that my daughter will soon return home, treasure in hand. I mean, we're right next to it. I guess I'll just go back to the cards. Oh. Someone, you came just in time. Person has shown his face in Rosette Han. You can tell me about your journey to Tyrell later. For now, come with me. Aha, are you surprised? Thanks to the sage counsel of a fellow hero, I have decided to doff my mask. Although my face may be unfamiliar, I believe you know who I am. I was once the Justicator, but now you may call me Vrazian. I am Fafnir's protector, its savior, its hero. You may have heard salacious rumors that I have orchestrated the very attacks which I so valiantly drove back, that I was behind the catastrophe at the Zornar canals. I am here to assess that these are false aspirations, all cast by those who are envious of their betters. I give my life for this first city and its people. I would give more still if I could. What should we do? It might be best to lock him up before he gets out of hand. Wait, we don't want him raining rocks with all these bystanders around. For now, keep a careful eye on him. All I ask for you is your respect, your admiration, a dream held by all, but realized only by the few. And I'd be one of those few. I have proven myself worthy of being your savior, and now with an entire city watching with bated breath, I shall declare my intent to reach even higher. As for I can partake of all better, as your ruler, I shall retire the mantle of hero and take up the crown as the king of Radz-at-Han. The bastard's gone mad. And will power unassailable. With me on your throne, you will never again have cause to fear. They have a dragon! One of, not even just a dragon, an elder worm. One of the, literally of the first brood. All would live in peace, all would shower me with love, they would shout it to the heavens, and all from the love would spring a new Radz-at-Han, a greater Radz-at-Han. Enough of your lies, Rizian. The powers you wield protects none but yourself. To everyone else, it brings only ruin. Of course, the road to greatness is ever paved with the necessary sacrifices. Yet so long as your ruler lives, Radz-at-Han should know not but prosperity. You think you're better than Master Vitra? He bore the city and its people on his back, while you look fit to collapse under the weight of your own armor. You're no leader, you're a damned joke. Does this man speak of you all? Is there no one among you who would follow me into a brighter future? But I am nothing if not magnanimous. Until you find the wisdom to accept me as a ruler, I shall continue to stand vigilant as your eternal shield. Stop this, Rizian. You're only making it worse for yourself. Can't you see you've become a laughing stock? Give up this facade and answer for your sins. Do so now, and the Radiant Host may yet grant you mercy. My sins, are you not the one poisoning the people against me? Do your worst, I dare you. It will only make me more powerful. I know not what's in your heart, but please end this madness. End it, and return to me, my son. Don't get any closer. You two, why are you? What? Don't. If we fight here, there's no telling how many Azens will be wounded. Pathetic as ever, I tire of this farce. I have declared my intent to become King of Razat. As for you two, this is no place for a battle between heroes. We shall meet again, mark my words, and then we shall decide who is the mightier. You're right, of course, as much as I hate to see Verzin walk free. We've yet to ascertain the extent of his power. For now, we must bide our time. I noticed that despite all his proclamation love for his people, he didn't even look back at them as he retreated. Perhaps he can't bear to look them in the eye, or one of them at least. That was a disaster. Brizian is truly lost at the very least. He committed himself to fomenting unrest within Razat. And although he's my son, I cannot condone his actions. His words are grand but empty, and that ridiculous armor is nothing more than gaudy decoration. He is truly the embodiment of false heroism. What's more, this latest debacle has surely made him a criminal in the eyes of the Radiant host. All I can do is beg them to grant my son some small degree of clemency. Before you go, may I ask you something? After Frizzing calmed down the rocks, did you see his expression? I think it's I thought it particular, but I'm curious as to what his father saw in that face. I was a familiar look when I used to scold him for losing himself, and make believe he would get the same cast in his eyes. A look of repugnant rage, as if he resented me for pulling him out of his reverie and into harsh reality. He hasn't changed. Apologies, but I must go. So I thought, even clad in his shiny armor, he can't bear to be told no. And now his childish games have turned a malevolent turn. But for now, we should return to Yelgamad. I still have yet to hear what you learned in Dawntrail after all. Now that we have some room to breathe, I'd like to hear about your journey to Dawntrail. Did my father have anything to share? I'm heartened to know he's well enough to go chasing after owls and such, though I wish he'd take more care. Thank you for saving him and for bringing me his theory concerning the treasure. If it really is triggered by a sense of impending danger, that might explain why Verzin had trouble using it the first time. He wasn't truly afraid of that small fungi until it was almost upon him. It also explains how he could wield the Apex's power despite having no training in magics. It responds to emotion, not intent. So much as falling into place, he goaded the Radiants into apprehending him because he knew the threat would be answered. You saw how nonchalant he quit the plaza, almost as if defying someone to stop him. Verzian truly believes himself to be untouchable. I think his words and deeds align with the theory well enough. As for that curious fragment of a story, it seemed to imply that the Terrell Verdell lost control in a panic. Perhaps its strength grew in proportion to the danger it senses, and when that danger is too great, well, you saw what became at the Ursul Canal and the Radiant Host, and Reds at Han. You were present both times, as were others who wished Veresian ill, and both times we saw stones much louder than we've seen before. Now I understand why he's so eager to face you. An opponent of your caliber will strike fear into Veresian's very core, and that fear will summon a power greater than any he's ever known, power enough to bring a hero to its knees. Or so he thinks, but we know better. We'll use the arrogance to our advantage and bring him crushing down to earth. Although we may have to contend with falling rocks for a time, in a straight fight he'll be outmatched. So we strike fast and strike hard until that fancy armor is nothing more than mangled steel. Although you may prefer to put your foes to sleep and whatnot, we know he has an arsenal of alchemical concoctions at his disposal. I've never done that. To be honest, I actively forget I have sleep as a spell. That's why I suggest a bit of a good old-fashioned brute force. While you unleash your most fearsome destructive spells, I'll be your shield. Don't even think of holding back. I look forward to fighting by your side. Now we simply have to find a suitable arena. I shall consult the Radiant Host as to the location. Once that's decided, we'll confront Verisian for the final time. Okay, let me just do what I do. No. There. Level 100. Oh, that's going to be in the end of this episode, and I'll see you all in the next.